Look, obviously you've been through a lot over the last 6 months to get to this point. How refreshing is it to be back in the Forest squad?
Look, yeah, it's lovely. It's very nice to be back playing, which is fantastic. Yeah, it's been a long time and been tough over the 6 months, but it's nice to be back playing and what an occasion to be a part of, to be back playing.
How difficult was it to accept the severity of the injury? Because obviously the natural inclination would have been to try to play through it and get Forest through, and obviously with the World Cup in line as well, were there any doubts about sort of missing that?
Look, yeah, it definitely wasn't a straightforward injury. We tried a few different avenues to get it right to begin with before having to go down the surgery route. So it just didn't work out the way we wanted to. Had to do what we had to do, and at least we got an outcome at the end of it and a goal to come back to. And luckily, I've been able to come back with a decent amount of time to hopefully help the team in the running.
Has it been frustrating watching Forest struggle to score, and you're thinking, oh, if only I was out there?
It's been frustrating in general, definitely. I think it's one of those things. I want to always help the team and be a part of it. When we're winning games as a side, it's easy to sit in the sideline and be content. But when you know you can help your team and there's moments where we're not doing as well or anything like that, and you feel like you can help, it's one of those that you're frustrated because you can't get out there.
Vítor, how good is it to have the man next to you back available playing for the club?
Very happy, very happy. A good sign in this moment of the season. He has the experience to deal with this kind of moments. He has the quality and score goals, and this is important for us. But most important is to work for the team. Understand? Not only to score goals, but to help the team working hard, even when we are defending.
Just a question on the squad. Obviously, we didn't see Elliot Anderson training out there. What's the situation with him, and is he available for tomorrow?
Today was not in the training, was not able for the training. He has personal problems, and we have to respect. Okay.
So you're just not sure about tomorrow, or?
We see.
Thank you.
Need to wait. Okay.
Thank you, Anton. Colin, BBC.
Chris, I don't know if I'm speaking out of turn here, but I think almost every player that Vítor has brought in for press conferences hasn't then started the following match. So I guess, how much are you looking forward to coming off the bench and really making how much are you looking forward to coming off the bench and really making an impact tomorrow?
Look, yeah, what will be in that sense. We've got a lot of big games coming up over the course of the next 8 weeks. One of them is tomorrow night, and then one on Sunday. So. The boss has talked about having that squad balance. No matter what and no matter who is selected for tomorrow night, should be ready to play and be 100%, because we want to compete on both fronts, and we've got the squad to do. But we know it's going to be a tough game tomorrow and a tough game on Sunday. So I believe whoever the manager picks, they'll be ready to go and ready to fight and ready to put a good performance together tomorrow night.
You've had kind of a helicopter view almost of everything that's been going on because you've been a bit out of the squad, if you like. How have you perceived things in this battle from Forest's point of view, where the club is as a whole?
Look, yeah, it's been a tough season. There's been a lot of change and a lot of upheaval at times, but there's also been a lot of positivity. We're in the quarterfinals of a European competition, which is nothing to be snide at or shouted at. We're very much happy to be in this place and giving ourselves opportunity to progress here at the City Ground. And yeah, we'd like to be higher up in the Premier League, but that's life. We're in where we are, and it's about doing the business to make sure we're here next season for sure.
Vítor, does the place feel more relaxed now than it has done? Now you've got some results, you've got a bit of clearance from the relegation zone. You're in a very good position going into this match.
Before I answer, you speak as a manager, eh?
Maybe
better than me. Was a very good answer. Yes, you know. This is when we accept a job in the middle of the season. We know that is because something is not going well. It means that or you accept or not. My opinion is a challenge, a good challenge. It's a pleasure to be here. You understand? It's a pleasure to have to face Porto in Europa League, to face Aston Villa the game before, after Burnley. It means that we are here, we are fighting, we are alive, and with energy to keep going.
And is that been your key message about fight, about being there to fight, to work for everything?
It's about to be resilient, about to believe, about to keep our confidence, and to believe in our work, to believe in ourselves, in our qualities, and each game is a new challenge.
And speaking of belief, I joked about it there with Chris, but obviously you do have selection things to think about going into this match. You've got another big one on Sunday. We've talked about it all the time. There is just that sense, is there, that the whole squad now is operating in the Vítor way? Is that how it feels?
It's not easy because we have. It's not easy. It's not. They are working very well. This is a very good group. Very good group. Missing some time together to put the things in my way, but this is not the excuse. This is a moment to look for our qualities, to be positive, to believe and to play, to go there and to compete, to have this. We need to have this feeling inside of us. I'm hungry to compete. You understand? I want to compete. I want to compete and to show and to prove myself every day. This is the message. This is the way. The message for us. The message for our supporters. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go on the pitch. This is where we can. It's not here because here I cannot win games. But on the pitch we can win. We can win and we can prove ourselves.
Hi, Chris. You mentioned your injury wasn't that straightforward. Was there ever a point you feared you might not play this season, or even worse, that maybe your career might be in jeopardy?
No, I always had confidence that I'd be back this season. Knee injury is always horrible. You never know what it could happen in the future and things like that, or how you're going to come back from it. So mentally, that's one of the tough things to deal with. But no, I had confidence that I was always going to come back. I got very close to returning pre-surgery, and it just didn't happen. That's just unfortunate.
And without rehashing old ground, you obviously had a great relationship with Sean Dyche up at Burnley. Was it especially frustrating that you never got the chance to kind of play for Sean when he was here?
Look, it's part and parcel of football. We couldn't change what the situation was. I was injured, I was out. And Sean was in for those 4 months and done his job. I can only help when I'm fully fit and available. I can help as much as I can off the pitch as well, being around the boys, trying and keep them motivated and try and be ready for match days. But yeah, it's one of those things. It's football. I was just out of it.
And I know it's an inevitable question. Everyone will have their own opinions. But what's more important right now, Europe or Premier League survival?
Well, the most important one is the next game, and that's tomorrow night. And if we can do the job then we can focus on doing the job again on Sunday. So they're both vastly important to us, and we want to win both of them.
Hi, Chris. Great to see you back. You spoke there about the mental side of it, and obviously with a knee injury, I imagine it was a lot of maybe swimming or cycling. How did you deal with all that time out? Because obviously, you're leading scorer last season, you're ready to go again, and this obviously just kept setting you back.
Look, yeah, it's one of those things in football where you have to try and get through it. You have good days and bad days like anything. Some days it's easy to come into work and get your rehab done and do what you need to do. But there's other days where you come in and you feel like there's no goal or light at the end of the tunnel or anything like that. You get tough days. It's about trying to be resilient, trying to get through it, and that's where you have the help of the medical team, the help of your teammates around you, to keep positive and keep you firing and just keep you pushing in the right direction to get it back as fit as possible and as strong as possible, ready for the rest of my career, not only just the season.
I know you're looking forward now, but just to go back to the end of the year, I think you were on the grass, weren't you? So was it basically that decision was made that surgery was the only solution really to get you through it?
Yeah, we tried conservatively. We tried without surgery. Got very close to returning, which is the frustrating point. Day or two away from training with the team and a week away from selection. So it makes it a bit more frustrating, but that's life. It happens. It showed its hand that I needed to go in and get it done. And I think once we went in, we saw that it was the right thing to do because there was a bit more that we needed to do in there. So it's only going to help me with my career long term, and that's here at Forest and in the future.
The reception you got on Sunday, that must have been a real lift, because the crowd really, as one, sort of greeted you well, didn't they?
Look, fantastically. Yeah, I'm very pleased to be back out playing, and that reception was lovely to be a part of, and hopefully I can repay that faith that the fans show in scoring goals and doing well for the team throughout the rest of the season and for years to come.
Just finally from me, obviously Thursday night is a huge game in the club's history. A lot of people saying the biggest for generations. I mean, how do you see it? I mean, it's a huge opportunity, isn't it?
Look, it is. It's not often European quarterfinals come around. As we say, it's been 30 years since the last one and things like that. So it's been a long time. So we have to cherish this moment, but grasp this moment at the same time, and go out there and show what we can do, and hopefully get the right result.
Sarah.
Chris, you talked about how you tried to help the team while you was off. I just wondered if you'd spoken to maybe Igor or any of the other strikers or any of the forward players to try to help them a little bit.
Look, it's just helping and trying to do it all in the right timings. Igor's been fantastic playing as much as he has done, especially with the coming off the back of the Club World Cup. So it's one of those. He's been absolutely fantastic. This competition has been one of his own. Top goal scorer in the competition. It's fantastic to see, and I'm banking on him to definitely get a few more goals by the end of the campaign, hopefully for us, which would be nice. But yeah, it's one of those. You try and help everybody in every position, and you just go with that.
Personally, last season was so good for you. How do you kind of get back to those kind of levels? Is it something that just takes time, or is it a mental thing, or how do you kind of get back to that?
I think that's going to be the biggest challenge for me personally to have to do after coming off a nice, good season for me, dealing with what I've had to deal with this season. But at the moment, there's no time to bed myself into a team. I've got to hit the ground running and got to perform, because we've got some massive games coming up. So yeah, it's going to be a challenge for me to do that. I'm up for taking on that challenge and seeing where it lies. But yeah, I feel like I can get myself back to my full capabilities of last season as soon as possible.
Graham.
Hi, Chris. Just looking ahead to the next few months. Obviously, it's going to be big with Forest. Hopefully, progression in the Europa League. Hopefully, Premier League survival, and then the World Cup. How are you preparing for that?
Look, yes, 3 fantastic fronts to be a part of. Got a lot of games from now until the end of the season to worry about the World Cup afterwards with New Zealand. Thankfully we're there. But yeah, it's definitely about these 2 competitions in the meantime, and hopefully they're all successful on all accounts, both for European competition, Premier League, and then into the World Cup.
And the schedule as well. I mean, if you go through tomorrow night, it could be a tough end of the season. It sounds as if you're probably hungry for games at the moment, aren't you, after what's happened this season?
Look, yeah, personally I am. The more games, the better for me. I was very excited and happy when we got through Michelin, probably one of the most, because it meant I had an extra couple of games under my belt because I knew I'd be back around about this time. So yeah, I'm excited and hungry to win tomorrow to get at least another 2 extra games on my calendar. The schedule is always tough. That's football in general. But whatever it takes, we'll be there and ready.
Paul, last one for Chris Wood, if that's okay.
He's just actually asked the question I was going to ask, but I've got another one for you. I just wonder, with regard to the injury, is it something that you'll still need to manage a little bit? Will you still have to work on your fitness as you go along, or is it something that you're kind of clear of now?
It's going to be a balancing act of it. I wouldn't say managing. I'd just say I feel like I'm fully up to fitness. The only way to get sharp is get sharp and on the pitch, playing games, and I need to hit the ground running and do that properly straight away, because we've got no time to waste. So it's one of those. It's a knee injury. It's going to take years of managing throughout my whole career and my afterlife when I'm playing with kids, playing golf or doing whatever I do after football. It's going to be there. So I wouldn't say managing it per se, but I'd say it's always got to be in your back of mind that I have to keep myself in top shape, ready to go.
Probably a difficult question to answer while he's sat next to you, but what's Vítor been like? What's he changed since he's come in? How's he improved the environment you're in?
Well, I think that's the biggest one that he has come in. He's come in and improved the environment, which was nice. Made it more positive, made everything happy around the joint. And then the qualities he's showing on the training pitch to help us improve, help us tactically get better and understand the game process that he want to put in place. And I think we've shown that in the games he's been in charge of. I think he's definitely put a stamp on the team, which is fantastic. And I think even with more time, you'll see more and more come out of it from what he wants to see, and the team being capable of producing more.
Thank you, Paul. Okay, we'll let Chris leave. Thank you very much, Chris.
Cheers. Thanks, boss.
And any final questions for Vítor, please?
Could I ask, Vítor, we've seen players like James McAtee and Delane Back, where one or two of the other fringe players thrive a little bit more in this competition. Are you hopeful that that can continue to carry you forward in the coming games and specifically tomorrow?
Yes, we'll see. We'll see. You must wait to see. But you know, they have talent. They have talent. They have talent. About this kind of player with talent, we just need to give them confidence and to support them, and to give chance to play.
Are they players that you see having a bigger impact in the Premier League moving forward, perhaps next season and further into the future?
You are talking about
Back or McAtee, and the players that perhaps haven't had much of a chance in the Premier League so far.
You know, this league demands some adaptation. You understand, some adaptation, because the players that came from McAtee is a talent. He just needs to have chance to play, because what he does in the training is amazing. Bakwa is a talent. Needs to is in a time to adaptate, to understand what is this league, the difference between this league and the French league, but he has a lot of qualities, and they are young. They are young. It means that the potential they have a lot of things to increase, to improve. Okay, thank you.
Sarah.
Vítor, do you see it as a straight choice between Europa League and Premier League survival, or is it a bit more nuanced than that?
The between one?
Between Thursday night and Sunday, do you see it as having to choose between one or the other, or can you keep going in both?
We'll try. We'll try to keep going. We'll try to keep going. We'll try our best to keep going with responsibility. Trying to find a way to compete in both games. This is the only way that I know. Working, giving confidence to them, giving confidence to take risks, and trying to be consistent. To face the two challenge, we need to be consistent. Okay.
Ian.
Just to follow up on that, Vítor, when you're making a selection for tomorrow night, you're very close to a European final now, or a semi-final and then a final. When you make that selection, are you looking at Sunday's game in mind? Are you kind of picking teams for two games, or are you just focusing on tomorrow night?
No, in this moment I need to think about both games. Understand? Because it's important. It's important to balance the energy and to face Burnley in our best conditions, because it will be a tough game again. And tomorrow, when we are looking for the first 11, we have to look the subs. We have to look, okay, the time for each one on the pitch, the time for and the extra time, because we can go to the extra time. And if you go to the extra time, it's another challenge. It's another challenge, because after 3 days playing again. But we'll do. I'm positive. We know that the game will be very tough, very tough. I know them very well. We need to play in better level than the first game, and we'll see.